Have you ever wondered what drove thousands of men to leave their homes and march thousands of miles in the name of faith, risking their lives in the process? Let's travel back in time to the year 1095, a pivotal moment in the annals of history. A time when the world was defined by faith, power, and conquest. It was in this year that Pope Urban II, the spiritual leader of Western Christianity, issued a call to arms that would forever change the course of human history. Picture this. A crowd gathered in Clermont, France, hanging on to every word as the Pope delivered a passionate sermon, painting a vivid picture of the Holy Land under Muslim control. Jerusalem, the hallowed city where Jesus Christ himself had walked, was in the hands of infidels. The Pope's words stirred the hearts of those listening, igniting a fervor that would echo across continents. But this was not just a call for liberation. There were political motivations at play too. The Byzantine Empire, the eastern stronghold of Christianity, was under threat from the Seljuk Turks. A call to arms was also a strategic move to reinforce the Byzantine defenses and solidify the Church's influence over the Christian world. And then there was the promise of spiritual rewards. The Pope proclaimed that any man who took up the cross and marched to Jerusalem would be absolved of all their sins, a ticket to eternal salvation. This was an irresistible offer in an age when the fear of divine judgment was a constant companion. The call resonated far and wide. Men from all walks of life, from knights to peasants, heeded the Pope's call. They abandoned their homes, their families, their lives as they knew it, and embarked on a journey fraught with danger and uncertainty. And so, with the promise of eternal salvation in one hand and the sword in the other, the first Crusaders set off towards the Holy Land. Imagine embarking on a journey that could take years, through unknown territories, facing countless perils. That was the reality for the Crusaders. As they set off from Western Europe, their destination was the Holy Land, Jerusalem. The journey was arduous, to say the least. The Crusaders had to traverse vast distances, crossing treacherous mountain ranges and parched deserts. They faced challenges not only from the natural elements, but also from hostile groups they encountered along the way. Hunger, thirst, disease, and warfare were their constant companions. Even as they faced these hardships, the Crusaders were driven by a profound sense of purpose. They believed they were on a divine mission, one that justified the risks and sacrifices they were making. This strong belief helped them endure the trials they faced on their journey. After years of traveling and fighting, the Crusaders finally reached Jerusalem in 1099. The city was heavily fortified, but they were determined to capture it. And after a siege that lasted several weeks, they finally breached the city's defenses and took control. The capture of Jerusalem was a momentous event, a testament to the Crusaders' resilience and determination. Following their victory, the Crusaders established what came to be known as the Crusader States, including the Kingdom of Jerusalem. These were essentially European colonies in the heart of the Middle East, and they represented a significant shift in the balance of power in the region. But the Crusaders' victory was not without its dark side. The capture of Jerusalem was marked by a brutal massacre of the city's inhabitants, a stark reminder of the harsh realities of medieval warfare. This event is a sobering reminder of the human cost of the Crusaders' mission. With Jerusalem in their hands, the Crusaders had achieved their goal. But that was far from the end of the story. Success breeds ambition, but it also breeds opposition. How did the Crusaders fare when the tide started to turn? As we delve further into the intricate tapestry of the Crusades, we come across the Second Crusade, a response ignited by the fall of the Crusader state of Edessa. The Crusaders, filled with a fervor that was now mixed with a sense of urgency, embarked on this new journey. Yet despite their ambitions, the Second Crusade ended not with the anticipated victory, but with a failure that echoed across Europe. This defeat was a stark reminder of the volatile nature of the Crusades. It marked a turning point, a realization that the road to Jerusalem was not paved with guaranteed victories. Yet the spirit of the Crusaders was far from broken. They were down, but not out. Enter the Third Crusade, a chapter of the Crusades sparked by the recapture of Jerusalem by Saladin in 1187. This event sent shockwaves through Christendom. Jerusalem, the city at the heart of the Crusades, was now in the hands of the Muslim forces. But the Crusaders were not ready to give up. As the Crusades continued, they began to lose their religious fervor. What happens when a holy war becomes a political one? The Fourth Crusade, beginning in the early 13th century, serves as a prime example of this shift. Originally intended to retake Jerusalem, the Crusaders instead found themselves diverted. The city of Zara, a Christian city, was their first stop, sacked at the behest of their Venetian allies. But the Crusaders didn't stop there. Their path led them to the very heart of the Byzantine Empire, Constantinople. In a shocking turn of events, the city was sacked in 1204, marking a significant low point in the history of the Crusades. It was a far cry from the original spiritual goals of the movement, tarnishing the Crusaders' reputation. As the 13th century progressed, so did the Crusades, though they bore little resemblance to their early iterations. Crusades like the Fifth and Sixth made attempts to recapture territory but were largely unsuccessful. The Crusaders were losing ground both literally and metaphorically. The last bastion of the Crusades, the city of Acre, fell in 1291. The loss of this final Crusader state marked the end of the Crusades as a significant force in the Middle East. Despite attempts to reignite the spirit of the Crusades in the following centuries, they never again achieved the same momentum or influence. The end of the Crusades was not marked by a grand finale or a decisive victory, but rather by a slow, inevitable decline. The Holy Wars had become political, marred by infighting, greed, and a loss of purpose. The fervor that once fueled the Crusaders had faded, leaving behind a legacy of conflict and change. The Crusades had profound impacts on the world, shaping the course of history in ways that are still felt today. The Crusades were more than just a series of wars. They left a lasting legacy that still influences our world today. Culturally, the Crusades ignited an exchange of ideas and technology between the East and the West, leading to advancements in areas such as medicine, astronomy, and architecture. Commercially, they spurred the growth of trade routes and markets, setting the stage for the rise of capitalism. Religiously, they deepened the chasm between Christianity and Islam, creating divisions that persist to this day. Politically, they reshaped power structures, with the Knights Templar and the Church gaining considerable influence. The Crusades also fostered the concept of holy war and justified it with religious fervor, a dangerous precedent that we still grapple with in modern times. The Crusades, a complex historical event, continues to be a subject of fascination and debate, a testament to their enduring influence on our world.